Hey everyone, it's Greg from Six Sided Discs. What do you get when you combine a massive winter storm, record cold temperature, and this guy's new baby boy? Well, I can tell you what we don't get is ideal throwing and testing conditions. What we do get are perfect conditions to do a different type of first impressions on this true disc golf. Released just yesterday on Steam, February 11th. It is available on both Windows and Mac, and I'm excited to play some actual disc golf, something I haven't done in way too long. I also need to give a quick shout out to Yarko, the developer of the game, who's also a fan of our channel, for hooking us up with a key so that we can test it out and show it to you all today. True Disc Golf is available at launch at a 20% discount for just 20 bucks or less than the price of some discs you buy. So let's check it out. Now, the game does come with some nice instructions on how to play. I'm just going to give you guys a super quick tutorial. Under Play Now, first thing we want to do is choose our course. And I'm going to start with one that's fairly familiar, which is called Lakeview Park. You'll recognize it once we get started. Then you can actually go in and set up some stuff for your player. Now, I've only played the game just enough to kind of understand some of the basic controls, which I'll also talk about. I am going to knock the difficulty down to amateur. I'm not 100% sure what that does, but it makes me feel better. I'm also trying to represent myself fairly well as 5'11", right-handed, throwing, I guess, primarily backhands, although I'm going to switch it quite a bit. But I am going to leave the arm speed pro because it is a pro level course. Otherwise, it's super, super tough. Now, a couple other things you're going to want to do to get started is choose your controls. Control options are pretty simple. You can use a controller in which you're going to use the right stick to sort of pull back and flick to throw it. But it's not as simple as just generating how much power you want, because any left to right movement you put on that joystick is going to change the sort of, let's say, trajectory of the disc. And what I've found out so far is that I'm not good with the controller because I'm a longtime PC gamer. So I'm going to stick with the mouse, which, again, you're just going to pull back and throw forward. You want to try and do that straight if that's where you're trying to throw the disc. There is an option for classic 3-click, which is kind of like old school, where you click to start the power meter, click to stop it, and then click to hit your accuracy within a certain range. That's definitely an option. I tried it out, and I preferred the mouse. The other thing you're going to want to do to get started is, of course, build your bag. There are over 300 different discs in the game. We got a ton of stuff from Discraft, Prodigy, Full Turn Discs, which I didn't expect to see, MVP, Axiom, Latitude, Innova, and we've got putters, mid-ranges. The sort of approach category crosses over between putters and mid-ranges depending on the brand. Then we got a ton of mid-ranges to choose from as well. Discmania stuff in here too. And of course, lots and lots of drivers. I've already built my bag, so we'll do a super quick in the bag. I'm rocking with, just like in real life, an Electron Pixel for my putting putter. I have a nice, slightly stable Envy and an understable PA5 for my throwing putters. And then I'm approaching with the Zone because they don't have the Castoplast yarn in the game. Boo. For mid-ranges, I'm just going with 3. I got the Glacier from Discmania, the Mako 3 for a straight mid-range, and the Neutron Paradox for something really flippy, which we'll talk about some of the physics in the game, which I think are really overall very good as we go on, but stability will play into that. We've also, for fairway drivers and distance drivers, I'm starting with the FD2, which I actually bag in real life, as well as an F5, which I've also bagged recently. I tried to build as much of my bag as I could, so I have, or am currently bagging, Raptors, Trails, Mambas, and Rives, and I put a Destroyer on there just because, why not? Everybody wants to see a Destroyer, and it's purple. All right, that's enough chit-chat. Let's play this game. Hole 1, par 4, and if you watch any professional disc golf coverage, you should immediately recognize this as Hole 1 at Eureka Lake from Ledgestone. So they have the entire course in here. There are 6 different courses to play. A couple of them should be fairly familiar to like Pro Tour viewers. So just keep that in mind as you're playing. There's some cool stuff. I know that Yarko intends to add a lot of new courses in the future. And it's at this point that if you have been into any kind of like disc golf tech stuff, you might recognize some of the interface or the simulator here within True Disc Golf. This is the simulator from Tech Disc. So if you were recently at Disc East, you were actually throwing your disc in this game or using this simulator. And that's actually one of the ways that you can play True Disc Golf. You can use a Tech Disc, and instead of the mouse or the controller, you are literally throwing into a net, and your power and angle and everything is determining what the disc does in the game. And that is virtual disc golf. How cool is that? So really excited about those sorts of possibilities. I wish I had space to set up something like that, or I totally would. But for now, we're just going to play. So I have controls here. I think first off, we want a backhand, definitely. I do not want to throw a Raptor here. I think I'll just go with the Rive. And then we have the aim camera, which lets us sort of zoom up above. I can use A and D on the keyboard, like WASD, to move this around. And if I adjust the power level, you actually see my like target landing zone change. So right now I'm like definitely risking landing in the water. I have also noticed that the wind, just like in real life, plays a huge factor. If you get the angle wrong and the wind is off, you're toast. So that's at least realistic. Also I noticed the more power you put on it, you can have a little bit more, let's say, error happening. And then we can adjust things like disc angle, a little hyzer, a little anhyzer, nose angle, a little up, a little down. I've experimented with the nose angle, and so far, I think every time I change it, something bad happens. So I'm not going to mess with that. But the goal here for this video is very simple. I would love to get a birdie. In the practice and like figuring out the control stuff, over about 36 holes, I probably was 50 over par, and I got one birdie and like a couple pars. So it is about as difficult as real disc golf. So let's see how it goes. Hole one. And we got a nice little turn, shaping the shot here. I think wow, that was, I thought for sure we were going to clear the hill, but that was way closer to the water than I thought. All right, so we're up on the ridge. The out of bounds is like way deep in the basket, so that's not the problem. Just like at real ledgestone, it's these like bushes that you want to avoid, like over here where the green arrow is. So I think we want to stay off to the right. We've got right to left crosswind. I think the safe play is probably this pixel, because it shouldn't fade much. All right, just outside circle, but scary putt. The other thing that I've figured out in practice is that the putting like default power seems really high. So I am like automatically backing that down 3 or 4 clicks, and I'm aiming a little low, and then I'm just giving it like a gentle toss. And I'm honestly okay with that, because I've had a few putts that just go like, I don't know, 80 feet deep of the basket. If you're within about 10 feet, you can just hit the Alt key on your keyboard to tap it out, and we'll take a par on the first hole. And that is better than I've done on that hole previously. So feeling pretty good about that. Hole 2 is a par 4. We've got a couple options, a roller or forehand off the tee. And then we've got this sort of gradually narrowing fairway with more and more trees and obstacles that really wants to slope down into the water. And that's definitely not something we want to do. So I think I have had mixed success on the 2 times I played this hole, but I'm going to go with the Mamba. And we're going to just keep it on like a slight anhyzer to start, but we are absolutely going to crush this thing. Because what I want is a nice big roller that gets out. Maybe I'll throw it, I don't know, slightly flat-ish. So speaking of the physics, a lot of the physics are really good in terms of the disc flight itself, releasing it flat. But something I have noticed is I haven't been able to successfully like hyzer flip a disc. So if I throw like the F5 or the Paradox or the Mamba flat, it will turn to some degree. But it does not like to start on hyzer and like flip up and then turn. So I think we're just going to stick with just like a flat release at this tree and hopefully turn past it. Ooh, okay, that turned pretty quick, but I think it's still going to work. We need to, we need, okay. Was definitely expecting that to curl up a little bit better, but that's all right. That's all right. It's not going to be the first time we go out of bounds. Let's see. What does it say we are? 336 feet. So I have found mixed success with these angles here. So I'm just going to go for like a little bit of hyzer. A lot of hyzer seems to be pretty intense, but I do want to like pump this out with a decent bit of power and just let it fade towards the basket and not hit a tree. Not hit a tree. Not hit a tree. So that makes up for going out of bounds, I'd say. But now we have scary, scary death putt. So again, I'm going to bring that power down. I'm going to aim a little low. You'll notice, and this is a cool little detail, the basket changes in and out of focus. So if you put the power like way too high or way too low, the basket will sort of blur out, which is interesting. All right, little par. Oh man, if we had thrown a good first shot, we could have actually gotten a birdie. I'm already shooting, let's say, way above my rating in this game. A bogey's only a matter of time. But let's go F5. And again, we don't want to put too much angle on it, just a tiny, tiny bit of hyzer. And then I want to aim at this tree and then just let the disc like drift over towards the basket is the plan here. The aim camera does struggle a little bit with trees. So maybe that's... And I will say, Yarko is very open to feedback. This game has been in development since 2023. He initially put it out on the Nintendo Switch and then is looking to put it on iOS and Android in the near future. But it currently works for Windows and Mac. I'm playing it beautifully on my Mac Studio. So I would, if you guys play the game, if you like it, if you have some feedback, definitely let them know how they can make some improvements. So let's see if, despite the aim camera being off, we can get a nice... The way it slowly zooms in on your absolute just dropping it out of your hand, that's rough. All right, you really got to commit to your shot more. And that is way more turn than I wanted, but we're in bounds. We could make a big circle 2 putt to save par. We've got slight headwind. Drop, 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 drop. Wow. We made some mistakes, but we are still surviving. Still surviving. Okay, so this is a really tricky hole. I in a previous round practicing this hole, which I think I only got through the first few holes on this course, I absolutely blasted a shot like 600 feet downhill behind this basket. So we're going to go for a different strategy, I think, this time. I think we usually see, like on the Pro Tour, people throwing sort of stable mid-ranges, like a buzz or something. So maybe we just go like a Mako 3 straight down the middle and just hope that it drifts a little bit. Bro, what am I doing? I can't really blame this on anything other than just I don't know, the nerves. The cameras are on all of a sudden. No way. What is happening? This never happened when I was practicing. All right, I think we're going to switch it up. We're going to go for a zone forehand down this side. Now, I can adjust my position a little bit, sort of like leaning out. So I'm going to lean over to the right, and then I got to commit to these shots like half. Dude, no way.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. And you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they...
Oh, no. You ever take your friend to the disc golf course and they just throw it sort of like a frisbee and it goes like 15 feet? That's what's happening right now. There we go. Pump it. Oh, go in. Nope. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Yes, good tree. Good tree. Come on. Oh, all right. Our putting's been really decent so far. Let's see if we can... Yeah. All right. So, the first 3 holes were not indicative of how I expected this to go. This is more like it. There are some games that you play where you just press a button and then your character does something. This is not that game. Okay. It relies on your skill. And on that last hole, I did not have the skill required. All right, we're out at the Baseball Diamonds, hole 5, a par 3. It's a huge par 3. We do not have a favorable wind, 15 miles an hour. So we're definitely using the aim camera here, and we just want to get that landing zone like out there in the open, and we're just going to blast a backhand out there into the fairway and hopefully stay in bounds. That looks pretty decent. Get over the fence. There we go. So that is like a well-executed shot. I feel good about that. 15-mile-an-hour headwind. So we're definitely going a stable disc on maybe like a smidgen of hyzer. And I like just aiming over there. Drop, 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 drop. Can we get another par?
Nope.
Dude. And I don't know what to say other than like figuring out the little like details of the power system, like where's that sweet spot. It's tough. But I don't know, maybe that's like adding to the authenticity. It feels a lot like real disc golf where, if you don't commit to your shot, if you're not like fully into it, it's just not going to work. 17 miles an hour, left to right headwind. Ugh. So I really just want to throw probably the Raptor stable and just get to this landing zone. So I think we're just going to rip it at it. I think the wind will just push it down. And we should be safe. We're safe. All right. I wish I could throw a Raptor 420 feet. Yeah, right. Okay. So can we... If I disc up, can I get to the basket? So I'm checking this aim camera to show me. Okay, there we go. So the Rive can get there, but we have a huge crosswind that's a little scary. I think that wind is going to push the disc a little bit to the right. So if I cheat a little left, maybe that's the safe play. I don't know. Here we go. Rip it, rip it. Get there. Come on, tap in. That was so close. Oh, I thought for sure that was going to carry, but maybe, I don't know, the wind must have dropped it. I don't know. This is a really long putt. I just don't want to go like super deep, so I am gonna go for it, but yeah, you would really like to not have a 27-foot comebacker. But we got it. Is that a par? Okay. Man, so that was a 100-foot birdie putt. And here's the thing. If you play this with the amateur arm level, which, again, I'm not throwing shade, okay, because some of us are amateurs, and that's just the way it is. But you can't throw the disc 400 feet across out of bounds. It's just not going to get there. So you're playing by totally different rules and expectations at that point. Hole 7, par 3. We're 4 over par, which we took, I think, on one hole. And I think we're going to go like straight mid 300 feet, low ceiling. Rip it. Why is that fading so much? I did not pay attention to the wind. Did we have just like a huge tailwind? Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. But we got a 43-foot putt here. We're leaning out of the bush. I will say I'm not 100% sure on the hit boxes yet on like how much physics impact are these bushes giving you, but some of them definitely slow you down. Some of the leaves slow you down. Oh, come on. We need a birdie. Safe par. Good putt. Good putt. Good putt. I did 10,000 putts in real life to get better at putting, so maybe I have to do 10,000 putts in true disc golf to get better at it in here. Probably not going to do that, but it does feel good to see a disc golf course. I'm playing on my big, I don't know what this is, 40-something inch TV, And it looks good. Hole 8, par 4. We're shooting through that big gap across the stream. We see the bridge hole coming up. And we got to go for distance. We got winds down a little bit. We got 12 mile an hour crosswind. Just like a tiny bit of hyzer maybe, but I want power. Rip it. That might be too much hyzer, but I think there's room over there, right? Stop. Safe. Yeah, 500-foot drive. Okay. I wish. Let's see. Can my aim camera can't really tell me anything. So I'm trying to see where this circle is. I got like a low ceiling. I'm thinking maybe I need like a bit of just a little bit of hyzer. Is that a stump in the middle of the fairway? Looks like a spider for some reason. All right, Envy. Dude. I think I need to not do this little like pull back scoot thing because it's doing something weird. Yeah, fine. We'll switch to the Pixel. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this is relatable. We're just going to try and putt through, and that's also very relatable. Poke and hope, right? Alt key to tap it in. Bogey. We're still hunting the birdies. And I'm not opposed to playing another course until I get a birdie. Like I'm committed. I want a birdie. Okay. Ooh, 13 mile an hour tailwind. That is not insignificant. But I think we just go flat FD2 and it should fade left, right? Maybe we put some hyzer on it just to make sure. Yeah, that was the safe play. Ooh, but is it going to make it? Good grief. Okay, so I think one of the ways that the physics sort of manifests itself in this game is if you have a tailwind, you are losing considerable distance, just like in real life, right? There's not as much wind resistance to generate lift on the disc, so it just falls down. It's realistic, but you got to compensate for that and pay attention to all the parameters on your shots, just like you do in real disc golf. Yeah, and that tailwind just dropped that one out of the air as well. That's okay though. Let's finish it out. Nice, good putt, good putt. All right, par save, and that's the front nine. We're 5 over. That is definitely the best score that I've had so far over 9 holes. I don't know if we're gonna keep it that way, but okay. So this out of bounds kind of creeps in, yeah, behind the basket. So you don't really want to go deep, and we have a headwind. But I like the forehand with probably the rive and like a little bit of, whoa, yeah, a little bit of hyzer, like over there. And just let it flip up in the wind and then fade and then fade and then fade. Fairway hit. Oof, 100 feet to the basket. We got trees and we have a headwind. All right, so we're gonna aim low. And we're gonna try and just get in there. Drop, 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 drop. Okay, so we did catch that tree. That's all right. That's all right. We got to tap in. No, we don't. Shoot.
Nope.
No. That's what happens when you don't take your time, folks. Again, realistic, right? Super relatable. All right. 9 mile an hour headwind. I like the Raptor here. 300 feet. Forehand. Higher. Slight hyzer. Just smoke it. Go, 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 go. Let's go. Circle 1. Okay. This is maybe one of our best birdie opportunities so far.
Nope.
No way. It was like an inch low. Hole 12, par 3. Yeah. On our tour around the country last year, we got to go to Ledgestone for the first time. So I have some footage from like right by that shelter house there of this water tower from about that angle. So par 3, and this is a tough one. We got kind of a tail crosswind, and it's uphill, 350 feet. I think we're just going to crush a distance driver on some hyzer. Now, I do think one of the things that I haven't quite figured out in this game is that sort of shot that we all throw, which is just like a high hyzer that fades in. So I don't know if this is going to work, but let's try it. That's probably too inside. We're going to hit the tower. We're not even going to get there. Out of bounds. Crap. That was so short. How is it so short? Did I just like not throw my mouse off of the mouse pad hard enough or what? What's the deal? Oh my gosh, please. Oh, it's hard. Yeah, look at that view. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna need like a sidearm, big anhyzer, stable disc. So we're gonna lean out to the right. I think I would go like nose up, anhyzer, high, not a ton of power. Where's my aim camera at? That doesn't help. Okay. So I think aim camera needs to like position itself so that it can see the basket. That's probably a little bit complex to program because I don't do programming. So how would I know? But all right, let's see if this works. I don't know. Okay. Okay. I've done worse. This is why we didn't set like a score target. We just want to get one birdie. All right, par 5, the sort of island hopping, peninsula hopping hole. This is a tough one. The landing zones too are so hard to see with all these trees. What's the distance? It's like, I don't know. It doesn't even say how far it is in feet. We don't need to know. It's just miles away. 17 mile an hour tailwind. Oh, 950 feet. I can read. All right, I think we're just pumping it, and we'd love to just land anywhere over there. Oh my.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would.
Cool. Where are we? Drop zone? Must be. All right, this is a tough one. I mean, we got to go hyzer, right? And just kind of smash some shots out here. That's full power. Just get lucky. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now we only have to do that again. Okay. Slight hyzer. Lower. Scary. Yeet. That looks good. That looks good. Come on, get there. Wow. Dude, it's like if I hadn't just flubbed it into the water, this would have been a birdie putt. Okay. Get there. Drop. Oh. Tickle the chains. Okay. We got this. Come on. All right. Those were like 2 decent putts. So I'm not upset about that. I think the thing that impresses me the most about this game is how quickly it just feels like this is how you could play around a disc golf, right? Like I mean, maybe short of like dropping a disc 10 feet in front of you, like on most occasions, yeah, I can go out of bounds. Yeah, I can get my angle wrong or miss my release or something. Like, and I can doink a putt high or low. That feel like there's some games like it becomes not so true to disc golf the way that it's played, where you're just like slinging a disc at a target, and perfectly manipulating the angle. Not to say that it's not fun, but like this does genuinely feel a little challenging, like real disc golf, which is probably why Tech Disc uses it as a simulator. That makes sense. I think I want to just go like Mako 3, tiny bit of Anheuser. It's a little scary, I guess, but just drift. Yes, drift, just like that. And then stop, stop, stop. Perfect. 484 feet with a headwind. I don't think we can get to the basket. This is a par 4. Oh, man. Okay, so I think, again, we play it a little bit safe. We put like just a smidgen of hyzer on it. We don't want it to turn over. And then we yeet it. But it is turning. Just, whoa, nice skip. Okay. 46-foot putt for birdie downhill at the water. No. Why the pixel fade so much? Okay.
Nope.
All right, hole 15, par 3. Let's move on as quickly as possible. Okay, where's our aim? I like our aim. I think we're going forehand. And you know what? FD2's got stability. Tiny bit of Anheuser, and we just chuck it. It'll come back. Maybe not. Didn't really come back. Okay, but here's the thing. Putting, like full power from 100 feet, that's about as far as it'll go. I'm pretty sure that's under the basket. 4 feet, tap in, par. All right, 3 holes left. Hole 16, low ceiling. I mean, you just don't want to be in these bushes, right? Those bushes are just not the place to be. Otherwise, we're good. So let's get in the fairway. Let's keep it low. I guess let's throw the Raptor like something stable. We got headwind and just chuck it. And it should fade a little bit left, right? Not really. Okay. This is definitely a forehand. Again, where's my aim at? Okay. Ooh, bushes. Maybe the Raptor, and we just yeet. Missed the tree. Kind of caught the tree. Okay. But again, we got that like 90-foot putt. So if I just back it off a little bit, this is kind of the range right here. Let's flatten that out. And go. Drift. Drop. Deep? Did we go deep? Yeah. Good putt. The par saves are not impossible, but they're not easy either. Oof. Okay. This is a tough hole. This landing zone is so small. I mean, you can't get that circle in there, so I think we're just poking and hoping we throw it just about right. I think that's going to be in. Go. I forgot to check the wind again. It's too realistic. I need the game to be less realistic, maybe. All right, Pixel, drop. Whew, man, it's tough. Drop in the basket. Good putt. Okay, I do feel like my putting's getting better. So I will take that as a slight positive. And then we're going to have to try out another course to see if we can get our first birdie, looks like. All right, hole 18, par 4, 692 feet. I don't see this as much of a birdie opportunity. We got a Mando left of this tree. And we're just trying to get into the fairway down there. I think I tried a roller on this in a practice round, and that was not the play. But I think I will try a slight Anheuser backhand, tailwind, rive, rip it. Tailwind should stable it out and should drop it. And we should get way down there. 440 feet. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, and I'm just trying to lean out a little bit. I guess, is that all I can lean out? Fair enough. Hard to see the aim here, just like in real life, I guess. So maybe if I hit this up there and let it fade left, I don't need to put hyzer on it. Fade, 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 fade. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. This could be, is this the moment? 25 feet. A little bit of wind. Yes! Birdie. Let's go. Oh, what a way to do it. Man. It's a tough game. But it is super fun, and I'm like already getting competitive. Like I want to get better. This was definitely my best round. What am I? Plus 11. There's some pars on the course. One birdie. Feels good. Feels good. What I will say is you guys definitely should check this game out. It's 20% off for launch. $20. Good price for a game. You know, you buy discs every day for $20, so give this game a try. They're doing a lot of great stuff in disc golf. It's your simulator on Tech Disc if you've ever used Tech Disc, so you know that it's going to keep getting better because that simulator keeps getting better as well. So all I can say is thank you very much to Yarko again for letting us try out True Disc Golf. I am definitely going to be playing some more. It's helping me cope with the winter weather outside, which has not been favorable to throwing at all. So thank you all so much for watching. Please check out True Disc Golf. Don't forget to come and see us at the Disc Golf Expo in Texas at Disc South. And I don't know, anywhere else that we're going to be this season. We're going to be all over the place. Big news coming soon on our travels this season and some other things. So thank you again for Six Sided Discs. I'm Greg. We'll see you in the next one. If you like this content and want to see more, please consider liking the video, subscribing to our channel, or becoming a member. Your support makes this content possible.